Let me ask you a question. What effect or purpose does a close-up shot like this one have on the viewer? Now, you might say that it has a constricting impact, a feeling that you cannot escape that person's gaze being right in front of your eyes. You might say that a close-up might help the viewer in their perception of the image, to not miss a crucial detail in the composition of the frame. You might say that a close-up enhances the emotional engagement you get with the characters, the plot, the story. Now, that of course varies from person to person. Some close-ups can certainly be unnecessary, to be euphemistic. But today I want to look at the wildly accepted and praised movie about a jazz drummer trying to make it. Whiplash, from the year 2014, certainly does not, in some regards, depict a realistic view of most jazz schools. If you are interested in learning more about this quote-unquote issue of the film, Adam Neely created a really good review of this film, link in the description. Yet realism certainly is not the driving factor in this essay. Instead, I am going to review two really good scenes from the movie to see what these close-ups can accomplish if they are being used right. Let us start with one of the most intense scenes in the entirety of Whiplash. A horrifying competition between three drummers who are being, pretty much physically tortured by this guy, Terence Fletcher, the band conductor. And at first we could potentially feel sorry for him, as he reports the musicians and us about the death of one of his former students.
Sean died yesterday in a car accident.
Then, as he talks about how, despite the many failings, Fletcher saw energy and light in him. And it cuts away to Andrew, zooming in on his face. Could he potentially be this next student? He identifies himself with the little skinny boy, Sean Casey, yet eventually we know what really happened to him.
Last month he hanged himself in his apartment.
As the scene goes on, we see some close-ups of Andrew that, composition-wise, are clever and enhance the expression of his emotions. Indeed, the shaky, handheld camera adds to the insecurity, the terrifying display of a torture scene hidden in musical expression. In contrast to this, the close-ups of Fletcher are stone-cold, unquivering. No feeling of empathy or sympathy is there anymore, like it was only minutes ago. And then, at the end, where Andrew finally has the permission to play the piece at the next gig, one close-up says it all. He is defeated. Terence Fletcher has beaten him mentally, physically, psychologically. Then there is the final scene of the whole film. After Andrew broke up with drumming, he finds Fletcher, and after a quick back and forth, he joins another band, led by none other than Fletcher himself. In the eventual concert that they give, the scene is mostly composed of quick intercutting between different close-ups of instruments to heighten the sense of musicianship, that these brilliant sounds and colors come only because of a couple of people pushing or hitting or pulling their fingers in a certain way, physical and raw. What's also fascinating is that the immense intercutting usually is happening directly on the beat, to extend the sense of rhythm from a musical to a physical level. Then, gradually, the sense of engagement and enjoyment does increase the more Andrew plays. We literally can see his face get brighter and brighter, all done with the power of close-ups, leading us to the climactic final moment. Whiplash was a very special experience for me. With being a musician myself, I can really see the immense artistry and attention to detail this film has. Every single cut is placed intentionally and with great care, which certainly adds to the big engagement. I saw this movie multiple times now and never once got bored or felt like I wanted to do something else. And I think one of the biggest achievements this film has are the many close-ups leading the viewer into the headspace of the characters, into deep emotional dwelling or pure, unembellished madness. Hello everyone, thank you very much for watching. Whenever I see Whiplash, it is an awesome experience over and over again. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, it helps out a lot. See you next Friday.